Thank you. I am very honored to be in front of you today. My name is Josh Drean, and I don't know if you've heard, but the metaverse is dead. ChatGPT killed it. Mark Zuckerberg was unable to produce a viable product within a year, and therefore we have declared that it is no longer viable. This is at least what you're reading in the news. If you look here, these are the articles that my friends sent to me about a couple weeks ago, and they're all RIP Metaverse, 5 reasons why no one cares about the metaverse. Is the metaverse already dead? And for those who are not invested in building the metaverse, kind of breathe a sigh of relief. We don't have to worry about that new disruptive technology. But for those of us who are actively building it, we also breathe a sigh of relief. Now we can finally get back to work. I just wrote an article with my co-author. We're writing a book for Harvard Business Review Press. If we can get to the next slide. We're writing a book about the metaverse right now. And we published this article not too long ago, last month, almost as an eye roll, like, yes, the metaverse is still happening, and here's why. There's a lot of great technologies being built. And we also shouted out the South Korean government for your commitment and investment in these technologies. At least from where I sit, working in the metaverse every day, I am honored to be here among you, individuals who are building it, who are pushing these technologies forward. It is a great honor to be with you, and I love to see the work that's coming out of South Korea. Is the metaverse dead? Absolutely not. What do we call whatever comes out? I think that's a little bit more the question. Take a look at this real quick. This is the metaverse hype cycle, and keep in mind, what we're looking at here is just how do we talk about the metaverse? What name are we giving it? Take a look first at this big black line here going around. You'll notice in 2021 a nice large spike. That's the Facebook rebrand where they became Meta, and everyone decided to start talking about the metaverse. And we've since seen a large decline of using the word metaverse. You can see there's actually a dotted line here that swoops up towards the future of everything. But this is how we are talking about these technologies. I want to point your attention to the blue line. The blue line is the next name. And if you're paying attention, when Apple launched their Vision Pro headset recently, they didn't use the word metaverse. They didn't even use the word virtual reality or extended reality. The word that they like is spatial computing. Now, I don't care what we call it. It actually doesn't matter. What matters, though, is the value that we're generating, not just for ourselves, not just for this country, but for the entire world. We are building value for all of humanity. And that's what I want to talk about with you today is what is the value that we're generating? Who are some outstanding companies that are building it right now? And how can we be a more active participant in that process? So first, let's start with the World Economic Forum. This is the percentage of positive feelings about engaging with extended reality in an individual's daily life. Daily life, using it for work, using it for play, using it for your daily household activities. And we've seen a strong jump in the percentage of positive feelings. For instance, you look in the United States, 42%, I'll take it. We're still trying. South Korea, 63%. The adoption here is much faster and much more integrated than where I come from. And that's why I love coming here and interacting with you. But if you see, the world in general is starting to warm up and starting to adopt these technologies. In my mind, it's just a matter of time before people understand the true value and come on board. And the world that they will discover is going to be incredible. If you are an investor, you might not know a lot about the metaverse. You just hear the buzz and you want to go check it out. If you're an investor, you might have a pretty narrow view of what these technologies can do. And when you look at a graph like this is funding to VC-backed Web3 startups by quarter. You'll notice it's not looking good. It's trending down by a lot. But when you look at the big picture, take a look at this next graph. When you look at it from year over year, yes, we are trending downward, but we are still 4 times more investments happening in this space in 2022, and we're starting to see the trend upwards in 2023. When you look at the scenario analysis for the total addressable metaverse market, you see some pretty cool and exciting and encouraging numbers. Even by conservative ways of looking at it, you'll see that it at least trends 4 times in the next 7 years. By more optimistic view, it can trend up to 9 times of what it is today. Revenue by market. The second column right here, that little tiny one, is today. $54.9 billion is being poured into the metaverse today. That's going to double in 2 years. And it's going to be magnified 10x in the next 7 years. 7 years is not a long time. This brings a lot of hope to me of where we're headed. Young startups who are building right now, it's going to work out. Just keep going, keep moving forward. This is average revenue per user per market. And I just want to point out this starting number. Look down here. $109 per user spent in the metaverse. This is buying digital clothes. This is buying some V-Bucks in Fortnite. These are individuals who are actively spending money in the metaverse today. 171 million individuals worldwide have a headset. And we're saying that each of them spends about $100 right now. That number, if you look in 2030, is going to jump significantly depending on the industry. And I do want to look at just by reach here. It's important to know that not every industry is going to be effective in the same way. You can see this is metaverse e-commerce and gaming. You can see hardware. But again, this is all trending up. This is all legitimate stats of how we are moving forward into the metaverse. So with that said, let's look at some examples of organizations who are killing it. They're doing a great job bringing the metaverse into the world. And I want to look at it by industry. The first is BMW. We talk all the time about NVIDIA. They're amazing. Obviously, their stock has surged 200% and is since correcting. But NVIDIA has the potential to see double-digit top-line growth in the next 15 plus years. This is AI facilitated. This is metaverse facilitated. And what BMW is doing is they're using the NVIDIA Omniverse platform to build a digital twin of their factories. This is literally a digital simulation where they can test factory conditions in a safe environment. They can test other things of like adding robots here and trying other things to be more efficient. And what BMW reports is that they have seen a 30% increase in efficiency. That's a lot. That's a lot of money that they're saving because they're leveraging the industrial metaverse. We also have Siemens. I was just on stage with the CEO at MIT, and I love this quote that he said. He said, "The industrial metaverse will be a place where we innovate at the speed of software. It will offer enormous potential to transform our economies and industries." They do a lot with big windmills and generators, and what they've already found is that they can reduce the downtime in these factories by 10%, and that saves $1.2 billion a year in lost productivity at this organization. That's the industrial metaverse. Let's take a look at Healthcare, Expanded Existence, just completed their first virtual surgery. Dr. Robert Masson did a virtual surgery. And to be honest, it's a lot less cool than you think. I mean, he was 700 kilometers away guiding the process, and another surgeon was doing the operation. But imagine the potential of a doctor to do surgeries from wherever they are in the world, leveraging AI and robotics to be able to give life-changing surgeries anywhere in the world. That's game-changing. You look at hospitality, a lot of interesting things happen here. Levin is the opposite of a digital detox. If you need a break from technology, they say, come into this beautiful world, take a load off, relax, enjoy your time. And we're seeing platforms like this being adapted not only in hospitality, but at work, in life. Marketing is blowing up. Nike is killing the game, you guys. Nike, last year in November, launched Nike Land on Roblox. This was an interactive world where you could come in, play games with your friends in the metaverse, purchase sneakers, and it was extremely successful. They reported in the last quarter of last year, they saw 6.7 million users come into their space. And the CEO, John Donahoe, he said that Nike Digital, the arm that runs these Web3 platforms, accounts for 26% of the revenue that comes into Nike. And if you look at their earnings from last quarter, it was $10.9 billion in one quarter. That means these platforms are helping Nike bring in billions of dollars every quarter in revenue. And so they just launched Nike Airphoria on Fortnite last week, and it's all the rage among anyone who's under 13. My son absolutely loves going there and completing the tasks. All right, now let's talk about Disney. I think one of the most overlooked parts of the announcement from Apple and their awesome device is when Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, came out on stage and says, we're ready. We're ready to join the metaverse. And it's significant because what he's actually saying, apart from showing us some cool elements, is that gone are the days of 2D, static, passive interaction with entertainment. Yes, Disney Plus will be available on the headsets and you can watch it. But imagine the interactive storytelling that Disney can do that inserts you into the world, and now you get to be a part of the storytelling process. Incredible. And now finally, let's talk about the siloed distribution of emerging tech. Is the metaverse dead? Well, sometimes I think we like to say, oh, the metaverse is over here, and AI is over here, and Web3 is over there, and they're all siloed, they're all different. But in actuality, the layered distribution of these emerging technologies are going to support and bolster. It's not, oh, AI killed the metaverse. It's AI will be leveraged in the metaverse to do things that were previously impossible. And so I would love for us to adopt a new mindset. Instead of looking at it as either or, let's look at it as and. Now we get to the part where I get the most excited. My practice area is how will the metaverse impact the future of work? And there is a lot of work that we need to do here. I'm excited for you guys to listen to my colleague, Philip Zostman, this afternoon talk a little bit about his findings. It's incredible what's happening right now. But the structure of work today is providing diminished returns because employees are less and less happy and are being pushed further and further to the brink of productivity. The current structure of work is designed for a relentless drive towards productivity. And what we're missing is fulfillment. Is work fulfilling? And if you look at the stats, it very much is not for the majority of workers. We need to find a new system, a Web3 version of work, where we can match productivity and fulfillment. If you are measuring productivity without considering fulfillment, it's like eating food without considering the taste. We know that food is designed to give us fuel and give us energy to our bodies. So why don't we just optimize it? We can make food real quick so we don't have to spend time sitting down and eating. We can optimize it so it gives us as much nutrients as we need. But when you do that, you are robbing humans of the meaningful experience of eating food. It gives us immense joy. It's an experience that we value as human beings. And yet at work, we're only talking about fulfillment outside of productivity. Productivity is great, but we need to bring back fulfillment in order to have meaningful experiences at work. And so at the Work3 Institute, we work with companies to help them transition to a Web3 model. And we take them through this assessment right here. This is the productivity fulfillment matrix. This is how we assess if a company is ready to transition from a Web 2 to a Web 3 model. Are you able to create sustainable high performers at your organization? Or do you feel like your company is just psychological survivalists? They're just trying to get by. It's a dysfunctional system. When we match productivity and fulfillment together, that's when we find the marriage of strong work, happy workforce that is pushing forward the boundaries of what's possible. And I believe that it's only made possible in a decentralized Web3 world, where talent can be leveraged from anywhere we are in the world. Now, with the companies that we're working with currently, we're starting to see a really clear pattern in ROI. Those human-centric companies who are both digital and human-focused are starting to see they're 31% more likely to report high intent to stay at the organization. They're 147% more earnings per share. 47% of employees are more likely to be high performers at the organization. So I'm suggesting a radical shift from a productivity-only model to understanding the employee experience and marrying productivity and fulfillment. This is a company doing it very well already. This is a DAO called Juicebox. They offer thousands of projects where you can get involved based on your interests as it matches the collective goals of the organization. And it's really exciting to get into their Discord server and see the excitement again of individuals excited to be at work. We also see Delance, which is a decentralized competitor to Upwork and Fiverr. These freelance companies who allow employees to kind of work and be their own boss and be creative in their own way. We can provide a structure underneath them that allows us to track their talents and capabilities in a crypto wallet to be matched with projects anywhere in the world with like-minded individuals who match the team's perspective, the team's criteria. So it's really exciting what we're seeing happen there. And then I end as I conclude. Is the metaverse dead? Is the big question. The answer is a resounding no. Maybe the way we call it might change, but I am more than hopeful that these emerging technologies are going to change the way that we interact with each other, the way that we work, the way that we live our lives. It's not something that we should be afraid of. I understand that we need to have healthy skepticism of these emerging technologies. When we talk about AI, yes, there is a strong responsibility for us as humanity to understand how to leverage these technologies in a way that enhances humanity, not destroys it. But we've seen disruption time and time again, and we've seen innovators come out of these spaces who have changed the game, who have thought differently, who have found new ways to create new value for a whole new set of clients. That's you in this room. That's us who are trying to get on these stages and say, it's coming, and it's exciting, and it's glorious. So let's go build it together, shall we? Thank you so much.